No one should be moving out of their homes because they can't pay their school property taxes. It shouldn't be happening here in Pennsylvania. Shouldn't be happening here in the United States of America. We're talking about it this morning at Boyer's Floor Covering on the Kutztown Road in Laureldale. And joining us right now on our newsmaker line is State Senator David Argall, Republican, 29th Senate District. He's a prime sponsor of SB76. Senator Argall, good morning.
Good morning.
You've had a busy summer. How are you doing this morning?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So 23, we're getting closer.
We need 3 more to put this thing to bed and get it over to the House, yes.
And let's see, September, it's Labor Day weekend coming up. September is coming up, so how confident are you we're going to get those 3 votes?
Well, I never minimize the battle that we're in. There are some very well-financed, powerful special interest groups lined up against us, but we've never been this close before. I think last year we only had 13 votes in the Senate. We've increased that up to 23.
One of the biggest excuses that I hear from leadership in the House is the numbers don't add up. Representative Kerry Benninghoff said he once sponsored a school tax elimination bill, but he said the biggest problem is that you don't get enough money from this. Do you disagree?
I do. I believe the IFO report last year, the Independent Fiscal Office, pointed out that we were on the right track. They did correctly identify a couple of loopholes in it that we needed to close. The IFO is supposed to come back with another report next week, and next month, and well, I guess it's the same thing. But yeah, I believe we're very close.
Does it get frustrating? Your own party not in leadership, the governor, I mean, it's just not on their radar screen. Is that frustrating?
It's frustrating, but as I said, we're in much better shape. I've spoken to members of my leadership in the past on this issue, and simply, they said to me, Dave, we understand this is important to you in Berks County and Schuylkill County and the rest of your district, but, it just hasn't caught on in the rest of the state. Come back and see us when you have more votes. Well, we have done that, and let me tell you, they're paying much closer attention to this issue now than they would have a year ago.
What do we need to know about the union, special interest groups, lobbyists? Are they helping to hold things up here?
They certainly are, but what we need is the continued presence at the grassroots level. I've talked to some senators who say, it's just not that big an issue in my district. The grassroots needs to continue to turn on the battle, because if they hear the same message from their constituents that I'm hearing from the constituents in my district, that's going to be a solid vote for this in the future.
Do you hear that, grassroots groups? We got a lot of them here today. I see a lot of red, white, and blue in the audience as well, and there are a lot of people listening on the World Wide Web at WEEU.com. Senator Argall, they're also on board. And let's bring in State Representative Jim Cox, Republican, District 129, Berks County, and he is the sponsor of House Bill 76. Jim, we have 81 tax groups, grassroots school property tax groups.
Absolutely.
81! There's 67 counties. That tells me that is a problem in Pennsylvania.
There is a problem around the state, and that's something that we've said for a long time. We've said, there's a feeling of unrest and uncertainty that people have about their homes. They can't ever go to bed knowing that the home they purchased, the home that they've probably even paid off in many cases, they can't go to bed knowing that they're going to wake up and next time property tax bill hits, they don't know if they're going to be able to afford the property taxes to stay in that home. 81 taxpayer groups now. That differs greatly from what we had just a couple years ago. Back in 2011, when I first took the reins of this horse over from Representative Rohr when he moved on to something else. When I first stepped into this, I sat down with David Baldinger, who was on earlier, and we had 38 taxpayer groups around the state. And I said, Dave, I know this issue is bigger than that. I really know it's bigger than that. So he worked like crazy to reach out and find the groups that were already there, find the people who were already upset and just didn't have any organization. He worked hard to locate them, and now, just 2 years later, we have 81 taxpayer groups. The grassroots, they've been on fire about this. It was just a matter of pinpointing all those little brush fires and bringing it together to show the wildfire that this issue really is around the state.
Give yourselves a hand, guys. You're doing good. Keep up the good work. All right, let me ask you something. For all of you guys, for also you as well, Tom, phone calls, emails, writing letters, signing petitions, do those things matter as we get ready to go to the news?
If I could, and those that are listening in the audience from whatever part of the state, just a handwritten note. It doesn't have to be a full length. letter or a phone call to your local rep or senator who is not on either the Senate or House bills would certainly help. They pay more attention. Over the years, I've seen what can happen. If anybody gets more than 5 or 6 phone calls or letters on a specific topic, they take a look at it. It gets their attention. But it's most important, you know, I can understand that a lot of people here would like to do that to other reps and senators from other areas of the state. It doesn't hurt, but it means a lot more if it comes from their backyard.
Keep it positive.
Yes, sir.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. Some of you can stay, some of you can't. Senator Argall, thank you for everything you're doing. Keep up the great work.
Thank you very much.
You bet. We got to go to the news. Hour number 2 coming up here at Boyer's Floor covering Kutztown Road in Laureldale. It's all about the school property tax elimination bills on feedback this morning. Stay with us.
The voice of Berks County.
Thank you, Tom.
8:30 a.m.
Appreciate it. Thanks for all you do.
WEEU Reading.
Caltagirone, thank you very much.